I am so incredibly excited today. So what we're talking about is home business success stories, right? So we see, it's almost like you see people failing left and right. And so let's talk about the successes that can actually be had in home businesses without just, over exaggerating success. Let's get real. Let's show what it looks like, right? And so today I have one of my students with me, Martina Wall. Thank you so much for coming on with me.
Thank you so much, Martha. Super excited to be here.
Oh man, we're gonna have fun. So what I want to really just show people, and I want you to share with people, this is all about you. So what was life like? Because I know you've got like an entrepreneurial spirit, right? And so what was life like before you came into, I guess, the Marthaverse, so to speak, but like when you were trying to build business on your own and you were trying to, build this stuff from home and you knew that you had what it took, but like, what was going on back then?
So life before I came into the Marthaverse was, it was super challenging to the point of I always knew in my heart that I was led to do something different, that I didn't quite fit in the box of the 9-to-5 job. I did have a 9-to-5 job. I worked a full-time job. But I knew there was just something in my heart and my spirit that just said, you need to do something different. And I just didn't know how to do that. Like I tried the side gigs and all this stuff and thought that was the answer. But nothing ever clicked. And so I went through a lot of years just, knowing that, you need to have the job that pays, the 9-to-5 salary, and you need to have a pension and all these things. But my heart told me something so different. And so so life before you was just kind of like, my heart wasn't fulfilled. Like there was a piece missing. So you have filled that piece, Martha. So I'm so grateful for you because life has just done a 360. So life before Martha was just, I feel like before I was just going through life and now I'm actually living it. So it's just such a transformation.
Man, girl, you just filled up my whole, this stuff just like feeds me as though it like impact matters, right? And it just feeds me to the point where like I almost don't even need food. Good thing I'm juicing right now. But I like literally don't need food. This stuff feeds me so much. So then whenever you came in, because like where you were at was, you were like, I know I've got more to me. And I think everybody has that seed, whether you feel like you're an entrepreneur at heart or not, everybody has that seed, and it's our spirit, it's our soul, right? That says like, I have a reason, right? I have something that I'm here to do, and maybe we can't uncover it and we can't be able to like move in that direction and don't functionally know how to get it out there. But we all have that feeling. I believe we all have that feeling. I haven't run across a person in my life that hasn't had a tinge of that. Whether they listen to it or not is another thing, but they've all had the feeling. And so whenever you came into my stuff, what was the big change for you? Like what made the difference for you?
I think for me, the biggest difference was almost like you give people permission to be themselves, to own their stories and lead through their stories, like have, be the kind of like anchor for change with just being yourself. Like, it's just, like it's that freeing feeling of I can do life and I can be successful and I can, work from a heart-centered place and be myself. Like I didn't have to go to school for 10 years. I didn't have to, have this job to feel worthy or successful. Like it was just, I feel like I'm like a little bit of like a squirrely brain. Like I have so many different things that I love. And you kind of said, yes, do all those things. Like, that's why we're here. Like, like I love that I can be my squirrely self and do all these different things and help and empower other women through just by being me. And that's kind of like my main affirmation that I keep writing down every day is like, I serve the world by being me. That's all I have to be. And that's just so, like, I get emotional talking about it because it's like, I've never been able to just be me. I've never been told like, yes, Martina, you are enough just as you are. And you get to just be you. And people are going to be helped by you and empowered by you. And it's just it's so amazing to have that feeling without, feeling like you have to be something else in order to be successful in life.
Amen to that, man. Amen to that. It's when you say like your squirrely self and that sort of thing, there are people that look at themselves and they say, I'm multi-passionate. Like I've got many things that I love. There are many things that I want to do. And you go to a business coach or something and they're like, okay, pick one, and you're like, but then why do I love all this other stuff, right? And so what we don't realize often is that like it's all of the things that we love that then attract our people to us because they're just like us, right? And they're dying to see a reflection of themselves out in the world somewhere where they can go and be like, oh my gosh, you're just like me. Like, I get it now, right? And we can't be served by people that aren't at least a little bit like us. If we can't recognize ourselves in someone, then we won't allow ourselves to be served by that person, if that makes sense. And so that is our ministry, so to speak. It is our way to live in the world, to be able to unlock all of these other people that have felt like they've had this straitjacket on of sorts of not being able to move around, not being able to be truly themselves. And we live in a world where we can do that and we can create income around that and not in a skeezy way, right? So, what do I want to ask you next? Like, what are you excited about for the future? Like, what, now that you've got, this sort of like foundation and you've got the self-approval of being able to be who you are and move forward in it. Like, what's going on? What are you doing? And what are you excited about?
Oh, I'm excited about so many things. I think I really feel in my heart that I think probably the most thing I'm excited about is watching the transformation in the people that I'm able to help and see how they can say, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be able to feel this way that I'm feeling now. Like, and I think that's the most exciting thing, is just to continue to do that work and spread that message and just be that change for other people and show them that it's okay to think outside of the box. It's okay to step into your power, to shine your light, like all these. And I think just doing that in all of the different faceted things that I do, like, I don't know, like book collaborations and courses and programs and, all these awesome things of just connecting people together and lifting the world up in love and in, I don't know, like it's just, and I guess for the future, it's just continuing to broaden that message and expand my message to just continue to serve the world by being me. And it's like, as my business grows, I'm going to be able to help more people. And that just excites me to the core. So yeah, I guess I'm just excited to help more people is what it is. And help them to see that that they see the light of themselves, I guess is what it is. Through all the different things that I'm doing.
Oh, I love that. I love that so much. You're my people, whatever when the core of your message is, I just want to help more people. Like we're the same, right? Like it's just, let's just get out there. And instead of like putting up these walls and these barriers to entry of people being able to be better in any capacity, it's like, let's lower the walls, let's make it accessible for everybody. And like, let's all push each other to be better and watch the world change, like that's the ultimate thing is I want the world, 100 years from now, after we're gone, I want the world to be so much better because of our footprints here right now, it's just, it's such a, when you have a goal like that, ain't nothing gonna stop you, right? Because nothing can push up against that. I mean, good luck.
Yeah,
oh
right?
My word.
Bring it on.
Bring it, yes. Well, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you, Martina, for being here with me. What would you say to somebody that, first of all, if you're watching this right now, I know right now the doors to HBR are closed, so you can't get in on that, but that's something to jump in on whenever the doors open again in June. But right now, you guys can get in on Change Makers, and that's what I would jump into right now. It's like $1 for the first month, $37 a month after that, so very, very low priced. But it's where I'm showing you guys tactical, do this right now. It's gonna change your business right now. The link for that is in the description of this video. But Martina, what would you say to somebody who's sitting on the fence about even sort of like dipping a toe in what I've got going on over here?
Oh gosh, like I think the first thing that comes to my mind is take that brave leap. Like it's scary. And you know, and in like when I'm talking in HBR, like I was scared to take that leap because I'd never invested that much in myself before. Not to say it's expensive. It's ridiculously cheap once you realize the impact it's going to have on your life.
Yeah.
But I think it's just taking that brave leap towards investing in yourself and knowing that you're worthy of that and that you will never regret paying a dime in your life towards investing in your own inner growth because and especially with Martha, because Martha, you teach people how to just be themselves and bring that light out from inside of them. It was always there. It just needed to be drawn out. And so, yeah, so you're amazing. And anyone who doesn't involve themselves and immerse themselves in your Marthaverse is missing out.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. You guys, if you are loving what Martina is talking about here, tell them where to, like, where is your group? I know you have a group. Let them know where they can follow you, Martina.
Absolutely. So my group is Self-Love at Any Size, helping women to accept and respect their bodies. And you can find it at imperfectlyperfectyou.ca. And yeah, I would love to welcome anyone who feels drawn to a space like that.
Boom. Sounds good. Well, you guys have the best day ever. Thank you again, Martina, and we will see you all later.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Martha.